And for you Boy Scouts in the back, I'm going to recognize you, have you come on up. I think you have to do this for one of your badges, am I correct? Yeah, well, hang in there. Please, please sign in, both of you, state your name for the record
William
officially.
Cornrump, Logan's Ferry Road.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear your name. Sorry.
William Cornrump, Logan's Ferry Road.
Thank you.
Bill Cornrump, Still City Steakhouse. I'm here, it's a good meeting. Yous are looking to increase signage, and I receive a letter about reducing my signage. This has been an ongoing battle, okay? Where I had the signs on my vehicles, okay? I sent Mark a letter a year and a half ago asking for a letter from Monroeville telling me I cannot put signage on my vehicles, which I never received, okay?
Can I step in here?
Yes,
You
you
certainly can, Mark.
I sent Mr. Cornrump numerous letters concerning the signage. This is for his business located at the intersection of 130 and 48. Upon sending him the letter last year for excess banners that were put up, which I got numerous complaints, they're tied to utility poles and things like that. And he also had a sign draped on a minibus that he had parked on his lot advertising his business. Now, I just want to make everybody perfectly clear. I'm the first one to advocate for small businesses in this town. I think it's a great thing. It generates tax dollars, and we have a place to eat. So I don't want to be labeled as somebody that's against business in Monroeville. You came into my office after I sent you the letter, and what did you tell me you were going to do with that school bus? You were going to wrap it.
No, I did not.
You-
What I said was I was going to sign it.
You were going to put a wrap
No,
on
I
that
did
sign,
not. No, I did not.
on the school bus.
No, I did not.
Okay, well, you were going to
But-
put some type of permanent
But
signage.
it's still my personal property.
You were going to put some type of permanent signage on that small bus, is that correct?
Not
Last year.
permanent signs, no.
Okay.
Okay? The letter I sent you, Mark, was I need a response from council concerning my personal vehicles.
Bill,
That-
I'm going to interrupt both of you. You
Okay.
do certainly and have a right to appeal to the zoning hearing board. Am I not correct, Mr. Dice?
That's correct.
I'll defer to Mark.
Okay. I would suggest strongly, and you know what, and look, I agree with Mark. I want your business to be a success. Go to the zoning, get some variances for your business. That way, that takes Mark out of that. If it's approved, you get to do whatever they will allow to give you. Am I correct, Mark? Help me out here.
Mr. Cornrump has both wall signage and freestanding signage on his property. He has a reader board, he has a regular ground sign there, and he has actual signage on a building that probably doesn't have a permit for. This signage that he's talking about is temporary signage. It's tied up between the
I
utility
think
pole
everybody
and...
knows the business
Okay.
well.
He's entitled to have a temporary banner for 30 days. I'm not going to deny him 30 day, anybody can come in and apply for a banner for 30 days. It's a $100 fee, okay? He hasn't done that. He hasn't made an effort to apply for a temporary banner.
Mark, what I'm trying to get at is why do I need to apply to this borough to put signs on my personal vehicle?
That's a question for that.
Okay, which I've been asking
Dice.
for a year and a half.
Let me just say to you this. Again, we're in a business meeting, and we're gonna try to get away from some of the chaos that's gone on in the past. This meeting is not the place to address whether or not a sign needs a permit or it doesn't. You haven't cited them.
I have not cited him.
Okay. Mark,
So that's a break.
Okay.
If he cites you, then this decision gets decided by
Jeff Herbst.
District Judge Herbst. I mean, that's what should that's what ordinarily would happen. It's not up to council to decide this. This is an administrative thing that Mark has to go through because that's his job. He's to interpret, together with Paul, the zoning ordinances, and the ordinances come into play here. If an applicant is dissatisfied with the decision of either of these individuals, they can do one of two things. They can just ignore it, in which case they can issue a citation and now it goes to Herbst, or they can apply it, like you said, to the zoning hearing board. And it's those two forums that decide this issue, not you. So, I mean, I appreciate you coming up here, but I don't think council can give you any relief. It's either the zoning hearing board or it's going to be District Judge Herbst because there's been a citation. Council doesn't get into the interpreting whether or not a sign permit is needed or isn't needed. You know, that's not their forum.
I would highly recommend you guys go to the zoning hearing board.
which we plan on, okay?
Okay.
But, you know, my problem is when I ride through Monroeville, okay, and I see banners on McGinnis's van advertising Chambers Peaches and everything else, and all the other banners throughout Monroeville, I got a problem.
Okay, that's the case you want to
Okay.
make. That's the case you want to make to the zoning hearing board or to District Judge Herbst if he cites you. You know, this isn't the place for it.
So you guys can't tell us where we can put these signs?
Absolutely not. We're not in that position.
Work with Mark.
You're regulated under the ordinance. You're allowed 225 square feet of ground signage and 225 square feet of wall signage on your property.
You're good. We're good. We're good. I mean, does that help you a little bit? I mean, work with Mark, go to the zoning.
I have tried to work with Mark, okay? When I called Mark the day after, it's, do you want to challenge me on this? Okay? It's not I'm trying to run a business.
No, I didn't say, do you want to
Yes, you did.
Okay, well, see, that's the
Okay.
stuff I want you guys to talk about
Yeah.
outside of council.
Please, Bill, go to zoning hearing board.
When is the next
They're
zoning board
very
meeting?
reasonable. You have to probably not until January now.
Bill, I'll offer you an olive branch again to do this administratively and save you the $1,000 it's going to cost you to appeal the interpretation of the zoning officer. If you want to come back in here, let's sit down, maybe, you know, we can get Mr. Little involved with the conversation, and I would rather resolve it that way than to save you the $1,000.
I do want to get it resolved.
Then let's,
okay?
why
I mean,
don't you
know,
call and schedule a meeting tomorrow and we'll get it resolved.
I'll go buy a new van tomorrow and put
All
those
right, well,
banners.
we'll call up tomorrow, we'll get a meeting with you, Mark,
Yes.
and we'll go from there.
Absolutely.
Okay, sounds good, thank you.
Thanks, guys.